Five. Computer is on something tonight. Hopefully, nothing goes wrong. Oh, I didn't post it. There we go. We did it. Took an hour. All right. Get it. All right. What did we get done off stream? Not a lot. Not a lot. Not that anything I can think of, honestly. I don't think I built anything this go around. All right. We got a little bit of work to do on some building stuff. And we also have a little bit of work to do on figuring out how are we going to lay this city out. Because I don't even know. What's up, Jeremy? How's it going? I can't do this from here.
Feels like I'm being cooked. I can't take this heat.
You're having a good night? Welcome to the struggle bus. I killed a lot of, actually, why don't I just do this? I killed many pets today. Many pets. I feel like a horrible person. I can just handy net it. I can go back into my hole. Got off a 12-hour. Dude, that sounds horrible. Literally horrible. I sounded too close. How's my chat volume? My mic, I guess. Mic volume. Messed with a couple settings, so I didn't want it to be like too crazy loud. Especially because I still have a bit of a cough. I feel like this to have one of these. Right? It just does, yeah. But it almost feels like it wants Wish. Like weird like this though. Guess these don't need to be this. Yeah, better idea. What do you do? If you don't mind me asking. That's a long shift. What? How's there an extra one now? What? My brain. Yeah, I was like, where'd everyone go? All alone. There's no one here beside us. That may not be better. Kind of look the same either way. I don't know. Yeah, I don't like that. Dang it. I gotta come get all this stuff. Might need to go out and destroy some. Hey, Uzin's here. It's not just us, Jeremy. Oops. As I keep building, I'm gonna have to keep going out and destroying like grass areas and stuff to reduce the amount of items in the game. I'm thinking about when I want to do that. Probably gonna need some dried grass soon anyways. As soon as I start doing torches, I don't think I have a whole lot. So we'll have to go destroy a bunch of stuff soon. But first, the pet cemetery. That's what I should have made the stream title. Dang it, what a missed opportunity, guys. What was I thinking? Making a pet cemetery, that's the one. Clickbait Central. Sure, we'll do an 8. I'm slightly annoyed and with a how it's made binge. Yeah, I get stuck in the YouTube rabbit holes. I think we've all been there. I do think we've all been there. I don't know if you've ever heard of the game Slay the Spire, but I tend to just watch videos on that now. They're really nice, like late night chill videos. It's like a roguelite deck builder. Very interesting. Very complicated. Super fun. Just like chill. Relaxed, cozy game. But also very difficult at the same time. I can turn that on and then I'll like watch TikToks and stuff as well. They're great like ADHD background noise. Yeah, I was saying, I went to go befriend and then kill each baby ant. And annoyingly, you can't get them again in like a single New Game Plus. I thought you could just go back and like respawn it. But I could not, so I could only do one of them. which is kind of lame. Because they still glitch out so much that it's like really nice to be able to just go get another one. So that seems like a bit of an oversight, in my opinion. I think I need one more gnat. Really, I need 2 more ants, but I can't get those till we go to the next New Game Plus. And then I'm like, I don't really want to kill them, because if I just happen to screw up, or one of them dies, like, those are my last chances to get them. Because I don't want to go to New Game Plus 7. Just leave that extra one there for now. Pet Cemetery. We just get some torches up. We do... How do we do this? This way? Some, like, beams. Get in one line. That should still work. Unideal. That I can live with. That well enough. It's a catacomb. Maybe it's too many columns. Maybe that's the issue here. Not bad. We'll just have to see. Keep testing it, see what happens. Let me know how the mic volume is as well. Yikes, of course it would be like this, where it's like 1. What happens when you don't do math, kids? And you won't catch me doing it anyways. Guess if I would have started it here, it would have worked. That would have moved it 1 over. Then it'd be on the edge. Doesn't suck. I don't know. A lot better? Good. I just had to watch a bunch of videos on how to adjust mic settings on OBS. And I also figured out that I was talking probably too much into the top of the mic instead of the side of the mic. Which I didn't really... Just kind of like your natural tendency to talk into the top of a mic. So that's kind of just subconsciously how I was setting it up. That's not how this mic works. I didn't really think about it because I have a cover on it. Which makes it even feel more like I should talk into the top. And then I messed with the gain as well, once I figured out what that was. I'm not an audio person. Need to, my wife's cousin is a sound designer, or at least that's what he went to school for and is trying to do. Dang it. For video game design specifically, but he knows a lot more about sound than I do. I probably need to like reach out to him and say like, what should I do for settings? Moving my desk and my mic fell off the boom arm and broke. Oh, that's such a bummer. They're not the cheapest, sadly. I'm nervous I'm going to do something. My boom arm is so cheap and it doesn't work amazingly well. It's just kind of jank. But it's not like I really want to spend any money on it. So I guess we suffer through. Luckily, my mic's not super expensive. It was like 99 bucks, and it's pretty dang high quality. Too dark. Way too dark. I tend to do stuff like that all the time, though, where, like, just slightly not paying attention, do something dumb, and break something horribly. Always feels good. I try to fix things myself, and I break them worse. Like, my mountain bike, I tried to replace the brakes, and I ended up breaking the caliper. Trying to force it just a little too much. They're not, like, the sturdiest things in the world, because they're just little brake calipers. So I had to replace the whole thing, which cost about 3 times as much as it would have cost just to have someone else do it from the beginning. That always feels great. Almost broke my toe this morning on my wife's heel. That was fun. Still hurts. I, like, kicked her with my pinky toe. Had her heel sticking out. Literally feels like my toe is broken. It's probably not broken, but I definitely stubbed it really hard. They end up stabbing myself with tools. Oh, dude. I know the feeling. Like, it's funny because I'm a pretty handy person, I'd say, overall. But there are just certain things. I'm really handy when it's like when I know what I'm doing. But if it's something I don't know anything about, it just never ends well. It's like, oh, do this for the first time ever. It's usually with, like, my hobbies and stuff, like bikes and cars and all that kind of stuff I end up making worse. It was extreme footsie, dude, that is for sure. And I'm still paying the price. And she's got a nice little, like, cut in her heel because I kicked her so hard. Oh, man. It was funny. And, like, we both blamed each other because it was like, I kicked her, and her foot was just, like, insanely sticking out into the middle of the kitchen. I was like, who stands like that? Who kicks like that? We're both, like, rolling on the floor practically in pain. For a second, I literally thought I broke my toe. Good times. That's also why I don't work on my own computers. Like, unless it's something that someone can really well and easily explain, I don't mess with anything. Definitely not a computer person. Halfway decent, I guess, but not great. Not an expert. Can semi-follow directions. Interesting. I don't know if I've, like, ever used these columns. They're very interesting. Not bad, but not a whole lot of places that feel like they're really useful. Oh, man. I want this cough to go away so bad, dude. So over it. Don't get COVID, kids. Miserable. Just like hanging around. I don't necessarily feel sick anymore, but I cannot stop coughing. My son sounds like he's been smoking for 60 years right now. It's crazy. Just got this super deep, disgusting cough. Gargly. I feel so bad for him, but it's also funny. Did I want it? I don't think lighting in there makes sense. I think that's probably good. Keep it simple, right? Okay. The mixer being right there makes this sound like creepy. Oh yeah, I definitely need to go get dried grass here shortly. Did like Yep, that's what we were doing. This. Put something on there. And there and there. Not bad. I mean, it's just a pet cemetery. It was just sort of a random idea since this was originally like a church. I was like, oh, we could do a cemetery underneath because there's graveyards. Or tombstones. A good use of just a big blank space, I guess. Let's put you back up here. Sure. And keep this for later, I guess. I could make a tombstone chest. Let's go. I mean, that sounds like I got a couple extra empty chests, I'm pretty sure, so it actually makes a lot of sense. They're technically bug drops. I don't think any of this top row is full. Yeah, literally nothing. I could put them all in one chest. I don't think we need multiple chests. Although, it would fill the space. And it would do a lot of them. Pet Cemetery, that movie. Well, it would work. I don't know. Probably worry about that later. Hello, ant. Don't make me kill you to get your stinking tombstone. What I thought. I wish it always loaded. Hate how long it takes. Kind of crazy. It's the only downside of doing it like this. Not that you can really do a chest area differently, but kind of a bummer. This has come together, though. Now we just got to lay out all these tables, which was miserable. Not very easy to line them up straight. I don't feel like doing it. That means I have to do the city layout, which I have no clue right now. Hence the title for tonight. Kind of baffled on how I want to do this. Where to even to start. Definitely a complicated concept. Maybe we go up to here. Cover this thing. I don't hate that. Over here. Just do a wall or something. Block this thing off. We'll make it work. Maybe. No, you want to. I don't want to do a whole nother one. But, Mom. Not fair. I don't even know what to put up here. Be like a lookout. Not sure what else it's gonna be. Maybe it's a really expensive, like, nice house or something. I don't know. Could also make an outhouse for Crazy right here. That is another option. Need a lot of mushrooms. Holy cow. Yeah, I don't really do scary movies. Never been my thing. Like, who wants to be scared? What about that sounds like a good time? Could make this like an entrance to this area as well, now that I think about it. The more tunnels, the better, you know? If it ain't got tunnels, I don't want it. Secret passageways, all the good stuff. And I think this is kind of how this whole process is going to have to go. It's going to be just me doing weird randomness till I figure out how I want to lay any of this out. Analysis paralysis is where I'm at currently. There's so many ways that I could lay a city out that it's hard to just like do it. You know you want to. Really? Stinker. Good. No, you want to. Half working. Where's this going? Somewhere. The only issue is that this will allow antlions to come up. I don't fortify it correctly. I don't wanted to just make something in here. We just... Might even be too much space. Yeah, we could probably go closer. We have half blocks now. Don't even need it, actually. Eh. Does it let me place it there? Ungrounded. We're doing something. What that is, I don't even. But we just have to do it. I'm gonna need a lot more lint. Yikes. Too much. I think luckily I have a lot, but not enough. Need to process the rest of it. That's really it. Alright, you're ruining the illusion. Do what I tell you. No, you want to. Dude. Well, it's fine. It's a secret tunnel. Secret tunnel. Secret tunnel. Through the mountain. Will one of these go? Do what I tell you. And if none of this works, we just make slight adjustments. Who knows what... Things and stuff. This is a live look into how I come up with random ideas. I don't even know how sometimes. Start doing weird stuff till something fits. I do a lot of the brainstorming off stream these days. Or I'm finishing up a build and I just have a lot of other tasks to do, so I can kind of sit there and figure out the plan for the next project. But this isn't just one big building this time. It's lots of mini buildings. Once I get the foundation sort of figured out, I'm just going to lay out little boxes and be like floor plans almost. And we'll see where it goes from there. Trial and error at its finest. Hey. What? Oh, I didn't use corner block there. Oops. Alexa's like, you have a notification. Ew. Alexa. No, thank you. Crazy. No clue what I want to do here, but... Could be someone's home. I don't know. Maybe this is Crazy's home. He wanted to feel special. Possibility. I don't know. Seems like a waste to not do something here. Do. I'm fine with that. Put like some seating up here or something. Who knows? Maybe it's a way to get out of the city. I don't know. Question is really just figuring out how... I could do stairs this way. With a slightly different design. Then I could just flatten it out. Let's see. Where's this land? Jeez, lag. I just built stairs down into this. That might be working. Need to make this so high. There's plenty of room. Might solve multiple problems I'm struggling with. Hey. Just with the, in fact, I really don't want antlions spawning on any of this. So the less stuff that I leave, like, right in the way, the better. Makes things a little weird. But didn't want this super lifted, so I think that also kind of makes sense. I think I can work with it. Worst comes to it, I can just make some like slight adjustments. And we'll see kind of how we need to adjust from there. But at least this way, it's like the issue I'm having over here is that, yeah, this is just slightly too tall. So it's sitting on top, so it doesn't really work. Can't put stairs that fit in here. So if I have everything just slightly go down, I think we start making sense. More sense of things. And then this is raised the way I want it to be, just even if it's just a little in some spots. And then we can do more like tunnels or something weird. I think I'm going to need some more rocks and stuff. And honestly, this stair makes a little more sense this way too. Kind of mess with the design and make it a little more interesting. Get rid of some of it as well. Seems like a win. Except for the FPS drops with the handy net. Oh. Music just decided to stop. Alright, yeah, I need to get some lint going. I think I'm going to use a lot of lint on all the houses. Flooring. For the vast majority of them. If they're like 2 stories. Potentially more pine cone as well. Have a lot of that, but I'm not sure if a whole chest is even going to be enough. I'm going to do every roof pine cone. Every. Will be expensive. I have like ideas for the individual houses. I think the struggle right now is figuring out how to like actually lay them out in a way that makes any sense whatsoever to me. Definitely the reason I put it off till very last. All the other builds make a lot more sense in my mind. Might actually accumulate a decent amount of ash cement. I think I'm going to be using a whole lot of it in the houses. Did figure out if I just get barely close enough, I can use all of these ovens. You have to stand in the right spot. I'm also contemplating fighting the mantis, the wasp queen tonight, just to get it done, because kind of want to go up to the next New Game Plus. I think that's going to make... Something about starting a New Game Plus just makes me like reinvigorated to keep doing things. Not sure why, but Just how my brain works. Might be better as like a 2-stair. I want to go 4 wide. Make it maybe a little bit smaller. Definitely think it's going to be a bit easier to lay out a lot of this. Having more flat areas instead of like big elevation changes everywhere. It's like now looking at this, like I can do a row of houses, a street, a row of houses, and like I can build off of this and then maybe do some angled stuff to like turn the corner. I gotta figure out how these are gonna go together, but we'll make it happen. What's up, Goose? Going good. Figuring out how we're gonna lay the city out currently. Slowly getting there. Just takes a little bit of effort figuring out how we're doing each piece of this. This one. It's perfect. Dang it, I have to build from over here. Tank it. How are you doing, Goose? We having a good night? Once I build these out, it should be good. Get going. Stop by. 11:14 already. Dang. No worries. Good luck in class tomorrow. Both miss school and stuff and don't. It's I had a love-hate relationship with school. I think a lot of people have that though. There. Too little. Literally because of that one piece. There we go. Why? Why you do this? I'm honestly contemplating going and destroying some grass. Because the handy gnat does not like this anymore. Seems like every time I clean up some random stuff on the map, it works a little bit better. I missed my specific courses for like architecture. Those were really fun. But like math, geology. It was like archaeology, that'd have been cool. But the standard basic classes, didn't do it for me. Just like JROTC, in all honesty. I hated school, yeah. I knew quite a few people that did that. I think the only reason I liked high school at times was one, I had soccer. I was like all my friends, my entire friend group, played soccer. Whoa, Harley Davidson with a 9.99. Let's go. Thank you. Appreciate it. You're the man. So I got to play soccer with guys I had played soccer with since like 6th grade, if not earlier than that, some of them. We all played like classic together, so it was really fun getting to do that in high school. Not many people get that experience. And then we had a like a school specifically that like multiple different schools in the area could utilize. So like different students from different schools were able to go to it and do like career specific stuff. So like there was a culinary school class, and like my wife did cadets for the police. Her dad was a police officer for a long time. And then like you could do all these like really fun different things like electronics and computer aided design, like CAD stuff for architecture, and you could do like all sorts of really cool, like there was a mechanics class and a shop class and like a lot of really, really cool stuff that not many schools get. And so I took a lot of stuff in that area just because it was so fun. And like they had architecture stuff, so I was like, of course I'm gonna do this. Like this is easy. I've been doing this stuff for years with my dad. There a way to become a monthly member for your channel? I mean, yeah, you should be able to on YouTube. Should just be not sure if it shows up. Essentially just like a sub on Twitch. Where is it? Yeah, so if you click on the show your support for Timber Builds, the little like dollar sign looking thing, there's stickers, super chat, and then there's a membership and a membership gifting. Should just be able to go to the membership, and I have 3 different levels of the membership as well. And then you get the emotes and the badges as well. They are just below. Should be there. I feel like someone was struggling at one point to be able to find certain things as well, so it might be a little weird on YouTube. Can you not see the membership thing either? You may be able to just go to like my channel as well. I don't know if you necessarily have to do it in this chat. Doesn't give you that option? What? That's so weird. I know like it's like 3 or 4 people that have been members most months. Like Luderav and Knife. Maybe just try and go to my actual YouTube page and go from there. That's really weird though, because it's like, I mean, it's an option for me on my own channel. I don't know why I shouldn't even be able to see it. Although I can gift memberships to my own chat, I guess, at the same time, so I should be able to. That's so weird. I could do it right now. Go to all the options. So weird. Yeah, it says super stickers, super chat, memberships, membership gifting on the little money thing. Yeah, and because Uzin donated like 30 subs one night. And Knife too. It's so weird. I don't understand. Oh. Oh. It might be a mobile thing. Dude, what? I didn't even watch a video on how to sub to a channel because I thought I was doing something wrong. It must be mobile. That's my only guess. Has to be mobile. That's the only explanation. Honestly, that's not bad. I can live with this. Can make something work. Yeah, if you're able to go on desktop, maybe try that. It seems super weird. Yeah, it's got to be mobile. The common denominator. Because I know Knife watches on PC. Because he got his PC not that long ago. It's the only explanation. No worries, man. Don't feel pressured or anything. And that $9.99 was like 3 months of the lowest level sub anyways, so very helpful. Definitely appreciate the support. The sub port. Right? I mean, I have like a super, I'd say very high-end pre-built, which ends up being a little bit more expensive anyways than like, unless you have someone to like build it for you and stuff. You can save a lot of money, but like, I think it was $16.99. And that's purely because I wanted to like have high-end abilities to make videos and stuff and run games at a higher graphics level and record at a higher resolution and stuff. So like it's pretty overkill for what I'm doing most times. It's probably good for how much I build. It definitely struggles at times. But you could definitely get a much cheaper, nice PC that'd play a lot of games. Alright, we gotta go get clay. Dang. Not happy about it. I don't want to go get clay. I used to love having an Xbox, but now that I have a PC, it's just like everything is on PC. You don't get stuck with like... Very few things are not on PC and are on the other consoles. So it's like... Or if it's like an Xbox, you just get Xbox Live. And you get a Game Pass on your computer so you can play everything too. Just allows you to do whatever. And then the modding capabilities is also a game changer. Nothing better than a good mod. Except if Grounded had good mods. That would be amazing. My finger's gonna start hurting. Holding this. Why I press so hard. Whew. Alright, I feel like I can actually work with this now, like... It's not hurting my brain trying to come up with what the heck I'm gonna do. Are these? Yeah. Where's my triangle foundations? Devs, please. that wasn't gonna work. Alright, how much can we foot this? Good. Figure out this tunnel later. Doesn't have to be very good because I have no clue what it's for yet. Except I'm stuck now. Yep. Go. I do miss the old days playing Xbox and stuff, though. Good times. The best gaming days ever were on Xbox. I wasn't a huge PlayStation person. We had like PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3, but I haven't had anything. Old school PlayStation. Well, there you go. Someday it might let us place these other 2 blocks. You never know. I could do like not quite enough room for a big like a cool house. I don't know. It's like a public area of some kind. I don't know. Dude, Halo LAN parties, COD LAN parties. Ugh. Some of the best nights of my life. Or like when a new game, like when Red Dead Redemption, I think it was the second. I think Red Dead Redemption 2 was when it was. One of my buddies stayed up all night playing it, and my mom still only knows him as the guy who stayed up all night playing a game. She still never uses his name. She's like, "What's that? Who's that? How's the one guy that stayed up that whole night? How's he doing?" Like, he's doing good, Mom. His name's Ben. Oh yeah, that's what it was. I just still can't believe that he stayed up all night long playing. I'm like, I can't. To this day, one of the best games. Can't blame him. It was the first day that it was out. So we were all playing, I think it was Halo 3 and gosh, too many CODs to even remember them all at this point, but we played a lot of Call of Duty at LAN parties. Doing zombies and stuff. Oh, so fun. Halo 3 was amazing. Although I still love playing the original Halo with people. My brother kept all our old consoles. So he has the original Halo, Halo 2, he's got our GameCube and stuff. He has so many random things. I should bring the ant for the storage. Let's get it, Ant. Come on. Going to get clay. You're gonna like it. Oh, man. Definitely a day at work today. Nothing better than not really my screw up, but I get blamed for it, and then I have to just spend the whole day recovering, trying to like fix a really stupid issue that shouldn't be a problem anyways. That was a good time. I should have been more thorough in my work process, but shouldn't have to do someone else's job at the same time. Hey, get out of here, Ant. Jeez. Luckily, I think I'm going to be able to fix the issue fairly simply. But it's still going to cost some money, which is a... Rented the house next to my buddy. We had a 100-foot land cord from house to house with 2 Xboxes, 1 in each. That's so funny. That's awesome. They just attack you. Halo 2 launched though with Xbox Live. It was never recaptured and we stopped playing with each other. Oh man. I think that was the great thing about the friend group I had is like a handful of the soccer guys were also guys I gamed with. So we literally every single day would go to soccer practice, go home, eat dinner, do homework, and then get on Xbox or play COD, whatever it was. Ouch. Oh, that's why I'm dying. When you don't have the right trinket on? Dang it. Now that ant's gonna run away. It's like, why am I dying? Dang you. But yeah, we'd go play soccer. We'd have practice. We'd come back, get our stuff done, and then everyone would get on COD. Or everyone would get on whatever it was, Halo 2. We played Halo 2, Halo 3, every COD from COD 4 to Black Ops 2 together. And then we would also throw in, because like part of the group, we were all just friends from school as well. So part of the group, we would do like LAN parties just between different people's houses. So we got to play for a really long time. It wasn't until a year or two into college that we all kind of stopped playing together, sadly. And then I randomly started playing games with my college roommates after. I mean, we played a ton in college, so there was that. And then the past couple years, really until a little after Grounded came out, we were all playing a bunch of different games together. Then we all had kids, one guy moved away. Times changed, sadly. Life got busy. And I just play Grounded with y'all. Eventually, I'd like to do community night type stuff, but I'm just too inconsistent right now with having a young kid. It's hard to like do anything super consistently at this time in life. But doing a I don't know, FPS night or throwing something in there would be fun eventually if we can keep growing the community enough. I did hear that if you're not following the Enshrouded devs, you should. They just announced the next update, which is going to be like a mountain area, like biome. It's going to be a completely new biome up in the mountains. I'm hoping that's where there's like a floating castle they added that you can't get to yet. I'm hoping that that's sort of one of the things that gets added with that. But they're going to add their first run at the weather system that they're adding, which is super cool. That'll be a great addition. They have a bunch of new stuff. They said they're also adding new build pieces, furniture, all sorts of stuff like that as well. So I think it's going to be really cool. And quests and missions. The NPCs are going to start moving now. They're not just going to, like, stand still. You broke my boots. So they'll, like, walk around. And you'll also be able to get, like, animals as friends. You'll be able to, like, get the goats or whatever. Dude, chill. So I think when that update releases, I think we're going to have to get into Enshrouded a bit more then. But I think it's enough time. They just announced the first, like they made their very first announcement about it. So it's probably still couple weeks to a month away, I would assume. It's kind of the rough schedule they've been working. It's not, they're pretty quick, amazingly. Like, I feel like they've done a lot of updates. This will be their 4th update, I think. Not including hot fixes and all that, like 4th major update. So they definitely move fast, so it could be the next few weeks. That gives us a bit of time to try to get this city done before we jump more into Enshrouded. But I think it'll be a really good time to get back into Enshrouded with an update and some hype around the game. I think that'll be very fun. Come here. There we go. Jeez. I'm pretty excited about that. I've been wanting a reason to get into Enshrouded. Hoping that there's a little more hype around the game. Especially, I want to be well into the learning curve of the of Enshrouded before it releases on Xbox and consoles. So we got to get in there. They're also adding like 10 more levels. So it'll be like a 35 level cap now instead of 25, which is great. Be fun. What's up, Toasted? You having a good night? Welcome in. So, in the not so distant future, I think that'll be a good time to sort of start transitioning into a different game and just playing Grounded like 2 days a week or something. 2 days a week of Enshrouded, 2 days a week of Grounded or something like that, and just see how it goes. I think as long as we're building cool stuff, we'll be growing the community. But Enshrouded has a lot of potential in the long run with how much they're updating the game, how big the map is. We could go forever. The game gets enough hype. It's one that we could build in for a really, really long time, which is very appealing in terms of content creation. And there are very few people making good content on Enshrouded. Doesn't seem like it's a highly like streamed or no one's making a bunch of videos for it. I'm kind of amazed. There's the same types of people that just make like legendary farm videos, how to get the best weapons. But in terms of how I do things, there's a lot of potential. With specifically like resource guides and build tutorials. We're just streaming mega builds and doing base tours. Where you going, Ant? I had a gaming PC. I got burnt by the DayZ dev team in a space game called Helion, so I don't do early access even if I had PC again. Interesting. What do you mean burnt by them exactly? I got all those pine cones. I missed a couple, but not many. Not worth worrying about. Dude, what? Die. Oh my gosh. The trickiest aphid in the world. I just like that Enshrouded's early access, meaning there's a lot of life left in the game. Struggle with like Grounded with me is that by the time I started making content in it, it was like I was way behind the ball. Because if I was making this content when 1.0, like build content when 1.0 came out, we would be 20,000 subs or so right now, probably. We could have done that easy with the crazy amount of viewership. But you never know, I guess, right? What? DayZ has been in early access for 10 years and still does not have the features advised from beginning, and he just crashed after about 8 months, and Helion just crashed. Yeah, that's a bummer. Definitely funny because they're like well known. I mean, I don't know Helion, but like DayZ is well known, but never fun. That's the only reason. The reason I'm excited about it Enshrouded is because they're like pumping out content. Like I'd be very surprised if they just like they hired more people. Like they're putting a lot into the game currently, at least according to the main developer, president or whatever that was talking today on the video they released. They're like brought out new people to keep up with everything. This new update is like their biggest yet, and I've been blown away at how big their updates have already been. They're pumping stuff out compared to most games. Like at this point, I think they've only been out for 6 months or something, maybe 7 or 8, and they've already had like 4, about to have their 4th like solid update. It's pretty crazy. But you never know. But at this point, Grounded's viewer base is so small, I'm kind of like, gotta keep going, keep playing other games as well. And if a game's going to be amazing to build in it, whether I can make good content with it or not, I'm interested in doing it either way, just because that's what I like doing. And if everything died at some point, you know, it is what it is. On to the next one, I guess. I always think I'm never going to find another amazing build game, and then I find amazing build games. You stop that. How do you even fight these without like a spicy staff or something? It's so annoying. No, you turd. Come here. These are so annoying. You can't escape me. You can't escape me. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna maul so bad, dude. This is ridiculous. Why do they get a speed boost? You can't escape me. I won't let it happen. That was ridiculous. I think the only other game that got it really into during early access was Subnautica and Below Zero. Honestly, like I've been really lucky with the early access games I've played. Where am I going?
Meals on wheels.
I got rid of all of my zip lines, so I gotta remember where teleporters are now. Practically given up on hunting ants for science for that reason. Dude, it's ridiculous. I fall into the trap every time. Like, I don't understand why I try so often. But there's so many of them. Like, how do you not? My ooze. Yeah. Oh. Put the ooze away. Drink it. We're gonna need more. Let's be honest. I'm gonna need so freaking many. So much clay. Almost worth just going and farming them again real fast. Just doing that one little area earlier, I ran out of the vast majority of my clay. Ugh, almost had a spiky bird too. Too much farming. I knew I should have been working harder today. I did have to pick up my son a little early though, so that didn't help. And then after making that mistake at work, I had to spend the whole day actually working. Bye. Didn't have any free time like normal. It's galore, dude. You want a piece of me? Where am I going? No, thank you. I didn't order any. Chill, y'all. My pine cones.
Oh, I'm stuck.
We made everything mad. My lifesteal is broken. Oh, wait a second. I forgot to turn pet invincibility off, and I almost just killed my only black ant. How did that hit me? What? Leave me alone. That's why. I was like, why am I doing no damage now? I'm not trying to play on Woe over here. Why? Oh, I had to go to Woe to change the pet invincibility. Duh. Dude, why am I getting pooped on? That makes a lot of sense. Good job, Timber. Way to pay attention. Dude, I'd have been so sad if I just killed that ant there. That'd have been literally the worst thing ever, because I have to go to the next New Game Plus to get another one at this point, because I already killed one this level, this New Game Plus. It's almost good. Paraheal's not horrible, but also not great. Could be better. But like in terms of other good early access games that I'm excited about, Subnautica 2, I am very excited for when that goes into early access. We are 100% going to be playing the crap out of that game whenever it releases in early access. It is like a double-edged sword, though, because there it's like playing a game from 1.0. Like, I got to play Grounded with no background information whatsoever, and it's still such an amazing experience that, like, very few games ever do. But like Subnautica, I played through early access from the very beginning of it. And so it's like, you had to like play it over and over again so you knew what was happening, but at the same, so you never really got to play it that 1.0 like all the way through when it was like perfected or nearly perfected. So there were moments about early access that sucked, but in terms of a content creation option, it's probably the best, because then I get to become an expert on it before it's like fully released, which I really like. Was always a little behind the curve on Grounded, sadly. It really is all timing. Any video can do good, but it helps a lot when there's a crap ton of viewers. We could have taken over the world. But we'll just be prepared for the next amazing one that comes out. Or when Grounded 2 comes out, we're perfectly positioned. Devs, please. Grounded 2, I think, would change my life. Getting to play from like the very beginning of a game like that. Where's my ant? Better. The heck did he go? Okay, good. Dude, sometimes these pets are so janky. Crazy. It's almost part of the reason I started leaving the Black Ant at home, unless I was doing like a boss fight for the extra damage resist. I almost should just leave the Black Ant at home at all times, so I don't ever lose it, and only use it for boss fights. What are features you'd want to see from Grounded 2, not in Grounded? I mean, if they did if I thought of it in a way to get all the way to like where Grounded 1 is, so like New Game Plus, all of that gets added. The coolest thing would be some type of procedural generation gameplay. I think that would be freaking insane. Like, even if it's just a game mode instead of like playgrounds. Because then it would have like a more of an endless playability. But then if we were talking in terms of like what they have in Grounded and what I'd like to see like in New Game Plus, just better utilization of New Game Plus. In terms of like being able to craft the cones and trinkets and all that stuff in a more manageable way, making the weapons more easily obtainable. Yeah, a different grid system would be really cool, like one that they start with from the beginning of like pushing further. That would be really cool. Like, I know why they haven't done, like, there's some limitations currently because it's just the way they originally built. I think they would have just had to completely rebuild the grid system to be able to do it, so they were kind of overly committed, and I don't think they planned for Grounded to be this, like, super cool building game. I think it's sort of something they... Like, I feel like around the 1.2 update, they were like, okay, people like building in this game. Like, we should add, like, all the interior stuff and all the new blocks and pieces. And so they were a little behind the ball in that aspect for how they had built the system already, from the way I kind of understood it when I was asking questions to some of the devs, but you only learn so much. A slightly better dedicated build system. Same visuals, like, it just looks amazing, but in Unreal Engine 4, and then mod support. Honestly, like, I wouldn't... If they did the same exact thing, second game, but with mod support, that alone would probably do it for me. Because then we could have whatever we wanted. I know why they did Playgrounds, because it allows like Xbox players and now PlayStation and Switch players to like all enjoy in the fun. But I think mod support would be massive, because then people would build the mounts, bug mounts into the game for people. Like, they would do that modding, and they would add in base mod like pieces so you could get every material in the game, and just like everything that's missing could be added. That'd be enough for me. Just mod support. I swear there's so many random waffles and crinkles around the map now. I'm trying to think of what else. There was one other idea I'd had a while back. Can't think of right now. Get all the pine cones. I can get more rust. Double kill. Wait. That means that's up here, isn't it? Yeah. Jerks. I forgot that this was up. Oh no. Please no. Dang it. It saw me. It saw me. Want some? Bring it. Okay. Never mind. See ya. I'll be back. It really comes down to, like, just replayability for me. Making sure that people can play the game for a really, really long time. if they did it in like, I mean, a lot of people have like speculated like Australia. I have no clue why they would move the game to Australia, but they could do some really interesting like spin-off, just like procedurally generated games that are maybe less story based, which would be kind of interesting. All right, the rust has not spawned yet. Never mind. Even it was just the same game though, like they hardly changed anything and just did it over again. Falling forward again. Now I'm not on woe mode, so I actually do damage though, so there's that. When the average Australian spider can kill you, I don't know if that's the setting I want. I think that's why everyone thinks it'd be so funny and fun. It just would be ridiculous. But like a Black Widow can kill you too, so... I don't know, there's a million ways they could, and there's a million ways that why they wouldn't do a Grounded 2 as well. It definitely isn't a good sign that they haven't, like, done anything with the TV series. That's definitely not, at least from my perspective, that doesn't seem like a good thing. Sadly. But, who knows? I think now that it's like on all the consoles and stuff, it just makes sense. Like they have such a big market at this point. I don't know the finances though, so that's the hard thing to understand about the whole process. Who really knows how much money they made? Run to the hill. Run for your life. Guess I should collect some rock while I'm over here too, since I need a lot of it as well. There's definitely more over at the sandbox though, so I can just do that easier. But if I have room in inventory, I might as well. There's a pretty good amount over here, honestly. Nobody asked you here. They could add in so many more bugs, though. I think the potential's insane. I just don't know how they continue the story is the struggle. Unless they find a way to make it make sense that, like, Dr. Tully found some new technology and... What is that technology? Maybe it is something with, like, the anomalies, like, in the, how they did New Game Plus. With the remixer, like, taken to the next level. Or perfected. And you get to just continually go to, like, new worlds. That'd be really interesting. It's not just, like, a remix of the backyard. It's, like, a remix of the, like, multiverse. That's an idea. you're listening, devs, we need it. Something crazy. I need more grounded in my life. I think a lot of people need more grounded in their life. Tough times. Grounded makes people feel good. And 900. $2026, right? Probably about how that timeline would work. But that would be pretty sick, honestly. I think that's my biggest struggle with, like, seeing how they do anything more with grounded is, like, how do they effectively... Where is my ant? How do they effectively continue the story without just, like, completely abandoning it? But just a grounded, like, survival game would be frickin' dope. You'd be missing some of the aspects that makes this game so good. Who knows, though? Who knows? Hey. This one. So slow. But if they want anyone to do, like, building consultations with them to, like, help them perfect the build systems, I'm here. I will make that sacrifice, you know. My consulting fees are pretty low, too. I would take early access to the game. And updates. I think a survival game, like, minus all the story and stuff, just procedurally generated this, that they could just endlessly add on to new biomes for new bugs and stuff. Like, how cool would that be? Just get rid of the story completely. Don't do Grounded 2, do Grounded, like, a big adventure or something crazy. Because you could add in just so much randomness. Or have it just be not even procedurally generated, but just like this ever-expanding map that you could just add survival to forever. Like, you get shrunken down and there's no technology. Like, it gets completely destroyed. And you just, it's not about growing big, it's just about surviving forever. It doesn't have to be like teenagers or something. Just Grounded, the survival game. That'd be pretty epic.
Where are you off to, Ant?
I think that's what I would get behind even more than a Grounded 2. Or if it was like that, like a movie where they're like shrinking down part of the population, to essentially expand the world's resources. So like you shrink down, like the people that are still big can produce all the food. Like one apple feeds the entire country. And you just like, so like could be a concept of like, you're an early explorer preparing these areas, and exploring the like prep for this like new generation of shrunken people to help maintain and like keep from like using up all the resources on Earth. And so you shrink down and you're just essentially endlessly exploring new cool environments to like whatever it is, like make safe or understand what's habitable and what's not. And then you have to like go and you're still like could talk to Burgle or something like that. Like you could still use this like a funny robotic character as part of like essentially like a new space mission. But you're going that small instead of to space. That'd be really cool. And then you have that like endless amount of playability, which I think is what me and a lot of other people really want. It's just endless. The ability to endlessly play the game. As long as then it's like you're adding new biomes the whole time. You just get the formula down and add new biomes, just like Minecraft, new enemies. And have a rough, like, basic storyline. But it can be pretty ambiguous. I think that's the way to go. And it's not really a prequel or a sequel or anything. It's just sort of its own game type with the grounded universe and everything they've already put into it.
You won't blow me up.
That'd be an epic game. Honestly, that's what the vast majority of players like wanted, was just more bugs and more bosses and stuff, and that's a way you could like really make it happen. Where it just is endlessly updatable. Sort of how the Enshrouded map is, like it's just this big, massive thing. If you build it for the new gen consoles, they can handle massive additions continuously. And if you build it properly, you don't need as many ridiculous assets. They could take the same premise of this game, but go into a new planet where we are just tiny, and the entire planet's full of giants. There's a lot of interesting ways you could do it if you're willing to sacrifice the like story element of. I mean, you could be like the adult version. Alright, here's the story. You're the adult version of these teens. We're the experts because we've done it. So the teens go, and Wendell hires them on as these as adults. They're no longer teenagers. So it's not this like weird thing. They all missed the thrill of
I think this pipe had old burritos to lunch or something.
You're not like teenagers that are trying not to have they're trying to survive because they don't want these kids to die. Like then you can just go anywhere and do anything because you're fully consenting adults. Then you get to keep like aspects of the game that's really interesting, but just go more general in terms of like simple content without a fixed little map. Like, I mean, it's not a little map, but you could go to a whole different scale. Like, I mean, if Enshrouded can make the map that they've made as big as they have, like, you could set it up with all of the new development tools and stuff. This is made in Unreal Engine 4 or whatever, and the new version's out, so they could make it all in the new Unreal Engine. It'd be sick. Continuation of the kid's story and stuff would be very fun. I think people would buy into like an adult version of the teens that are like scouring the world trying to find stuff as these miniature things or whatever. Truthfully, with the mutations we earned in the game, even becoming full size or like Superman, there's so much that could be done reshrinking us to do special missions. Yeah. And you could fix the whole premise of like, you're trying to get these teens out. Well, now they're consenting adults. Like, we want to do this. We've been chosen to like save the planet essentially. And like Tully seems like a guy that would be like into environmental sustainability. But he's like, we could change the whole universe by like going out and finding places. And then it just has you go out and explore all these new biomes and craziness. And then it could be based anywhere in the world. Like they just say like, oh yeah, well we're going to go to the rainforest and you could travel around like using something like the remixer and you could like travel around the world even with like teleporters. The updates are like new countries almost instead of just like a new part of the yard. I'm in. How do we petition them to do this? I think it needs to happen. I really need that endless content loop with Grounded. Just needs to happen. But if they did find a way to make it procedurally generated, that would be really cool too. And like with Wendell's technology, it feels like you could kind of do anything. Like if he's able to shrink people and like remix the universe, like you think you could like endlessly add in new biomes of different kinds, like rainforest, jungles, deserts. Find different ways to travel around the world and do those missions, essentially, like you're saying. It'd take me 4 or 5 months to finish building this castle, and after that point, I don't know how much I'll play the game anymore. Yeah. I mean, like, I've had this massive project with this sandcastle build, or sandbox build, that's, like, kept me motivated. But, like, when it's done, I'm not totally sure where I'm going to be, like, mentally with Grounded. This is the biggest project and the biggest idea I've had, and like it gets to a certain point where the viewership's just going down for Grounded over time. We're not going up anymore. As sad as that is, so I'm gonna have to play other games as well. I still have big ideas for this build, so like I don't think we're anywhere near being done, because I could expand this thing all the way outside of the sandbox. Like I have enough ideas that I could do that. I could do it forever, but at some point I have to play other games at the same time, I think is the goal. And probably take breaks here and there. I'm pretty amazed at how well I've sustained a passion for playing Grounded, because there were some moments where I was burnt, like hardcore burnt out of Grounded. In between some of the updates. Like finishing the pagoda base, like the time in between finishing the pagoda base and like starting the sandbox was like, what am I doing? Like, what do I even want to do anymore? Is there like anything to even do? Like I've built the ultimate base and I had a ton of fun doing it. But where do we go from here? Luckily the sandbox idea came to my head, but I could also start making some, taking little breaks and making playgrounds, but I have to figure out, like, an idea. Like, something that's going to make me passionate enough to build in playgrounds. Because that's my current struggle, is, like, don't really have a huge passion for custom building of any kind. It's not necessarily my cup of tea. Unless it's just for, like, making a video or getting an idea. So you never know. If I can come up with a good idea for playgrounds, then I'd probably be okay with doing some playgrounds building as well once we're... Maybe when I need a break from playing survival. But just like building big bases and playgrounds doesn't really do anything for anyone. It's not like a playable map. Like, unless I'm doing like a full-on RPG, and that just sounds crazy. With work and my rental properties, a few hours a night is all I have for this. Yeah. That's very similar to my life, honestly. We, my wife and I, property manage my parents' rental because we live in it. But it's a duplex, so we do all the maintenance, or mostly me. I do all the maintenance and everything for the apartment side of it, and takes up a lot of time when things go wrong. Or like our tenant moved out, and so we had to like do a bunch of work. The past couple weeks have been insane. Just constant work, fixing things, changing things, getting the new tenant all set up. Takes time. Can't complain, but between that and a kid, dude, what are you doing? My goodness. Get over here. Why does he do this? Why is he always inside the map? I'll be picking up my third multifamily building probably next year. Yeah, definitely a headache. But if you can do it, man, not a bad option. Our issue is the place we live is just way too expensive to where we are. We'll get there eventually, but definitely where we want to head over time, but we have to get into our own place. And unfortunately, when we finished college and stuff, it was not a great time to buy a house. Hello? Uh-oh. Did Grounded crash? Hello? Am I frozen? What is going on? Dude, computer, what is going on? Think I'm back? Think we're good? Can't tell if it actually messed anything up. I don't think it actually dropped the stream necessarily. Can't tell. Seems like it's fine. Alright. It still worked. Weird. Like OBS crashed, but stream didn't. I don't understand. Well, we're... Alright, well, we didn't lose anything. That's good. Very weird. Ant, get over here. Why? Why are you always in the ground? I don't understand. This is one nice thing about the pagoda is the pets don't seem to be as dumb here. This is why I think I'm gonna keep him deposited for a while. I don't want to lose anything. Need that. What are you doing here? Ow. How do you do this? Yikes. I want inventory space. I should probably just use grants. Being probably the red ant. Like, who cares if I lose him? Not me. Black ant is too valuable, though. Perfect. Good work. Spilt all over my desk. Why is the correct ant everywhere? I do have pet invincibility on. I didn't at the start of the stream because I had to go to woe mode and then go to be able to get pets and then kill them to get all the tombstones that I was using earlier. So I had to switch it up a bit. I almost killed my black ant. That's how I noticed. I was like, why did he just take damage? I'm like, oh my god, I'm on the wrong. I have all the wrong settings on from collecting ants earlier. Can't decide how I want it. I don't know. It's such a small area. Worth stressing over. Go get all that. Question is, how do we want this area to go? 2 stairs, maybe? Tough decisions now of like where to go from here. Building as you're streaming, so sometimes I'm just listening. Are you building a graveyard near the church? Yeah. It's like under the church. It's more of like a catacombs, I guess. So underneath. So this was originally like a church, but now I'm going to make it into like a grand hall. And so originally, with the idea of a church, like a catacombs underneath it made sense. But now that it's a great hall of some kind, maybe it's the hall of the great pets or something. So I made all these tombstones. So today I literally killed... Was missing one. Dang it. Today I killed all of these pets. I was just farming pets all day. Just sitting there waiting for them and then smacking them as soon as they became friends. But now we have the catacombs done. Which, almost done. I actually can go grab... I have one tombstone left, so... I can, actually use that. Which is great.
Yeah, it's hot.
That was sort of what I was working on bit last stream and a bit at the beginning of this stream. Very small build, but just a fun little addition. I've always just enjoyed the idea of using everything in the game. Like, that's a big reason of, like, why I build the things I build. Is, like, showing off a base that has every single item or every single piece being utilized. So it's like, oh, well, if I build out the cathedral and all these different things, I, have a reason between each thing, even though they're not necessarily standard bases. They're like, the idea behind them is just showing off each individual like part or piece in the game in some different way. Sort of the way I've found like this endless ability to keep building and having fun doing it. It's like the reasoning. Whereas most people are just good with their basic like building a base and putting stuff in it to store, and then they play the game. My way is like, okay, there's this interesting piece in the game. How do I build an area around that? Some of them are random, like the bathhouse is just around the hot tubs. The pot palace is because there was a pot I didn't know what to do with. The temple is for all the people who are subs and supporting the channel in any way. The cathedral is just pointless and exuberant in every way possible. But it was kind of a way to show off like the termite organs was sort of one of the main ideas was doing this in the center of some way because they added these in. And then it spiraled out of control. Been binge watching Castlevania animated series on Netflix to see what the inside of the castle looks like. And they had something similar where Alucard is sleeping. Interesting. I haven't seen a whole lot of like little, I think I've seen like one person do a little cemetery. And I'm like, it's such a great little idea. Like, why not? They're great little pieces, the catacombs. Like, for how funny, it's like such a great little thing. Because like the pets are so cute. And like it actually sucks when they die. So it's such a great little addition to the game. Mess with that. Oh. It was a fun little build so far. Enjoyed it. Quick and easy one. Sometimes it's nice to just like bust a quick one out real quick. That was weird. Sometimes it's nice to just bust out a really quick little build. That's like just a fun little detail. Why is my ant down here? Like stuck in the water? Yes. Because that makes sense. Like, these are just things I've wanted to cover up for a while. So this will turn into maybe a more interesting building at some point. I'm just not sure what to do with it yet. It's like using it as a landmark to kind of get started. But we'll see. First pet was an aphid my 6-year-old son named it. Oak sadly had glitched through the world and did not have a save with it still on there. Yeah. That's the, that's a constant. That's why I don't like bringing my black ant around, because it's like, if it disappears, you have to go to another New Game Plus to get it. At least with the aphids and all that stuff, that you can really easily get them over and over again. It's not the case with everything, though. And now, at least the black ant is so useful. It was garbage. Now it's great. And the aphids are so cute. It's the worst when they die. Like, I felt like a horrible person just killing all of these bugs today. Could have held like a little memorial for all of them, each one. I almost started by like naming each one of them and then killing them, but it was such a boring process sitting there waiting for them over and over again that I couldn't help myself. I just had to get it over with. But because I think they keep the names. Yeah, memorial to Timber. So that was like the first Weevil I had that died. Had that was Timber. Because Timber's my dog's name. I was like, oh, he's kind of like a Weevil. He's kind of stupid, silly. So it's like, I was like, he's very fitting. I probably should. Oh, yeah. And then I spelt that wrong. But we have a bird. Or we had a bird. We ended up rehoming it 6 months ago now. But her name was Peach. So the gnat was Peach. And then our other dog is Cooper. But I don't think I have that tombstone anymore. He might actually still be alive. That aphid might still be alive. Yeah. I could have named all of them, though, but there's a couple in here, at least. This is where it gets really difficult, is like these elevation changes. This is where I struggle, like, figuring out how I want to make these adjustments. Like, is it just a solid wall? Like, going here, maybe? Like, build a wall out. And then something like this. Make this like a little alleyway or something. I think this is where I'm mostly struggling laying out the city, is like, how do we make it make sense with all the elevation change going on? We can definitely build a lot of houses. I could tier some as well. But it's like, okay, what do you do with this empty space? How do I want to utilize some of this? They can't all be too flat, or it's just going to be really boring. And it closed my picture I was looking at, too, when everything crashed. I'm sure I could make this into a semi-interesting looking building, even though it's not like a usable one. Be visually fine. I think I'm gonna do, if I build off of this, I can build this way, but that's old. That's angled. Actually, this is perfect. Yeah, you're live. I've been watching all your pre-recorded videos. I never had a chance to see you live. Let's go. Welcome in. If you're having a good night, glad you're able to finally catch a live. Not the most interesting one in the world we're having here, but a lot of planning. Figuring out how we want to do some of this laying out of these houses. That line up over there and not over there. This wall's angled. It is slightly different, yeah. I live in Pennsylvania, so the amount of houses around here that are on hills and terraces, it amazes me how they've even got their houses on a plot of land, right? There's a little bit. I mean, I'm in Oregon, so there is some craziness with the all the elevations and stuff. Guess since we're is at an angle. What? Dang. It's are at an angle. Okay. So if I get it off this wall properly, I think we'll be fine. You're the reason why I'm doing something on the pond area as a base. Nice. You have a Discord. Feel free to join the Discord and send images. There's some pretty talented builders in the Discord these days. There we go. Now that's the right grid. Okay. Might get a little funky since it's barely clipped in, but I think I can make it work. Front doors are going to be funky, but... Glad I could inspire, though, man. That's kind of a big reason why I even stream any of this stuff at this point. Give people ideas, help them figure different things out. Troubleshooting the silly building mechanics in Grounded. Could do... Messing with this grid is going to be interesting. I'm going to put a lot of limitations on some of this stuff. Once we get back to straight, may not be as bad. I could make some of the more useful buildings, not just houses in this area. So we could do like a blacksmith. We could do a like stable area of some kind would be kind of cool. Little market or something up here. And then on where it gets sort of weird, I could keep it on this off grid, I guess. As long as there's enough room. Keep a little street here. That might be too big, but as long as I can get some of this laid out and sort of get these ideas out of my head, see it laid out at least a little bit, I think it's going to make it a lot easier to start building. Definitely like maybe a little overlap between the buildings. Alright, what does a door look like? Before I get too involved in this. on this grid. Honestly, that's not bad. I think it might be a little short, but I think we can work with it. Or I can use some stairs to like raise some of these. That's probably a good way to do this. Do little platforms, raise stairs, then I can do actual... Yeah, they might all need to be like this now that I'm thinking of it. Like, this is way more useful than being on this floor. I like that. Put the photo on the grounded chat channel? Yes, that's a great place for it. Like a small house there, maybe? Little alleyway here. Poo. Guess I didn't think about that. They're all connected. Yikes. Alright, that's something I'm gonna have to be conscious of. These are all floating, technically. I think easy enough to work around if I just go underneath and build some stuff. So that should work well. All right, now that I'm actually like working on something here, this is slightly less intimidating. It's like that first step's always the hardest with builds. Like first part of any build is where it's very difficult to get going. Once you get that first idea like laid out a little bit, it gets so much easier, but it can be really difficult to get started. And I want some of these houses to change directions and stuff too. I don't want it to just be like my precedent image. What is my computer doing? I have OBS, please. Apparently not. What it is, I guess. My computer's being silly tonight. Very, very silly. There we go. So the idea is building out a city, just a haphazard, crazy city like this. So a lot of the buildings will be connected and almost not necessarily overlapping, but very tightly knit around everything. Actually, I really like seeing this, that these buildings are up higher. I think that's going to be really good. This is kind of currently the idea that we're going with. That's what I'm looking at the moment while on my other screen. So some of these might want to go use like half blocks and like even just step in half a block. Especially since these are all on this grid. Doing little things like this will make huge differences, I think, in like how this is looking to look. And they will want to be connected in some areas, so big gaps like this actually don't make as much sense as I'm thinking. These house sizes might be a little too big though. And then as we figure things out, it'll be sort of, I have a list of like specific buildings I want to make, and then everything else is just going to be like infill standard houses that'll just be kind of like rectangular-ish shapes. And we'll see how it goes from there. Although it doesn't necessarily look like I've made a lot of progress tonight, I think like mentally I'm over that first barrier of like getting started. I've just been kind of like, how am I gonna lay this massive city out? This is so many houses. Kind of a ridiculous amount that we're gonna be getting into. And we're technically already building off grid, which makes things always a little interesting. But I think I like the direction. Keeping some of them like on grid and some of them off grid will allow for a lot of variation that we wouldn't necessarily be able to do, like, because we can easily just hop in and like start building on this grid. And since like the image I was looking at, much of this these are going to be different heights and stuff, so I don't think it's going to really matter. I think it's cool. It's going to look better and more organic to have like some weird heights. I might have to try to figure out ways to like carry some of this outer grid into the middle of these spaces so I can really start screwing with the angles of these and just being very random and haphazard with how I'm doing it. And like even, I feel like a lot of buildings, I'm looking at King's Landing is what the city is from Game of Thrones. And a lot of them have these like little tiny gaps and alleyways and changes that will be really nice to mess with. There's gonna be a lot of opportunity and funny stuff to do here. Be a good challenge though. One that I'm not necessarily very good at currently. I think we could definitely this out like half block. And smaller, maybe? Love it. Not supporting any. Not supporting any. Then I can... some little house or something here. Think of like a city, like you're gonna have big houses, little houses, random houses, all short, just all sorts of weird stuff going on. The more variation and weird stuff we do, the better I think it's gonna be. I have to remember not to delete anything. Some of it. I don't know why that's supporting, but none of these are. Alright. Hello? Oh no. I think we crashed again. I think I'm gonna have to go destroy more stuff in the world. I think we're getting to that point, man. Come on. Alright, Steam crashed, yep. We're finally hitting a limit. No. I do know that if I continue to destroy things on the world, I should be able to keep building. But dude, what a bummer. I think my computer's just a little messed up tonight. Being funky. I don't even know how to explain it, really. It's couple of the processes it's doing, it's like it's not very happy right now. Might just need an update. Hello? Oh no. Steam doesn't want to open. Okay, well. I might have to call it here, y'all. Steam doesn't want to open, and I don't really want to start the stream up all over again. Scratch. Not necessarily at a bad spot to stop, but bummer. All right, well. Yeah, Steam's... I have to do a full restart. Get my computer working properly, apparently. So I'm going to call it here. It is 10 o'clock, so I was only going to be streaming for another 20, 30 minutes maybe. But apologize. I'm going to have to clean up the map a little bit more. I'm going to have to go through and delete a bunch of grass, break stuff tomorrow. And then hopefully everything will be working good again. But we're definitely getting close to the limits of building, I think. So this is going to be interesting to see how we continue. I do have a lot more stuff in the... I have a lot of stuff covering the canyons. I have other stuff that I can definitely destroy. And I think as I destroy grass, that should lower it as well. So I might just keep clearing out grass around the map. Since we don't really need it. I don't like the look of it as well. But we will... I'll have to start testing some of that out and seeing how we go. So we don't keep breaking the game. But I'm hoping that it maybe isn't grounded tonight, and that is actually, there's some weird stuff going on my second monitor that I think is sort of messing with it. So I'm hoping it's just my computer needs a quick update, and we'll see what happens. But I appreciate everyone hanging out tonight. I will, allow me to join Discord and show the build. Sounds good, man. Appreciate you coming in, hanging out. Appreciate you joining the Discord as well. I'll check the video out when I can load Discord back, or the photo out when I can load Discord up again, because it's not currently opening as well. But I'll catch you guys tomorrow. As far as I know, I should be streaming tomorrow. I'll keep everyone updated in the Discord if that's still the plan. And I will see you next time. Peace.